All right, good morning, agents. I'm Kevin Lauren, the Director of Training and Marketing here at Alta Realty Group. And today we're going to learn how to use AI to create stunning listing presentations. So, a lot of different things that we can do with AI these days, and creating an entire listing presentation is just one of them. So, we're going to go and make sure that we all know how to use the AI. I'm going to give you guys all the different prompts to use. It's going to be real easy and it's going to make your lives much more enjoyable. This morning we are not joined by Bill Seitz, corporate broker, but we are going to jump right into it. So first thing we're going to do is I'm going to share my screen. We're going to take a look at the 10-year treasury. We are still bouncing around in this lovely, or not so lovely, 4.6 range. We just can't kind of keep bouncing around in that little spot. So no news there. Same thing as we've been dealing with, highest rates that we've seen in a year. So hopefully we'll get some relief there. But nobody's got a crystal ball. So you got to use those buy downs. You got to use those all those different little techniques that we talk about, utilizing Clearview Mortgage and getting a strategy for your buyers. Still, in the whole scheme of things, not horrendous interest rates. So got to be able to put that into perspective. So let me change gears here, and we're just going to hop right into this. All right. Whoops, I got to find my graphic first. One second, guys. So this I came up with, and I gleaned. Oh, I was doing some research yesterday, and I gleaned this from Inman. So a lot of good things in Inman. So I got these prompts from Inman, which was awesome. And then I went ahead and I used them, and I checked them out, and I put them into AI, and I'll show you guys that too. So first of all, one thing that I think that I see, and it's a mistake that probably most realtors make, is they rely too heavily on promises. So they'll, when they're going and creating a listing or they're getting that listing presentation appointment, they'll say things like, "We'll market your home. We'll create great social media. We'll write an amazing description." Problem is that almost every agent that says that doesn't show them what that means. And it's cool. I know a lot of agents use what they've done in the past in other listings, and that's great. But these days, we can go into a listing presentation and we can show them exactly what it's going to look like with their home. We can make a listing description with their home. So you can show them exactly what you're going to do with actual concrete stuff that is their house. That really ties them in. And so that's, when you use something that's specific and dear to somebody, that always makes somebody feel good, and that builds trust, right? So the cool thing about the AI is it's not there to replace your expertise. It's just there to enhance it. And so AI does give you the ability to create customized marketing materials in advance. While, your experience, your presentation skills, your knowledge, those are the things that, of course, are going to be coming out in that presentation. But you're going to be able to have some of these things that are very specific and very, very powerful. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go through the 5 areas, and we literally have copy and paste prompts where we're going to use AI to strengthen our listing presentations, and more importantly, the conversations that follow. So the conversations are so much better when you're talking about exactly what you're doing and what you're going to do, and showing your client what that looks like. So I know most agents don't write an MLS description until after they've secured the listing, and I get it. Before AI, that was a lot of work, and still quite a bit of work. But I think it's a huge missed opportunity. And now with the use of AI, we can belt one out and they can be stunning. And I'll show you the one that I created with AI. They are very well written, and you can stun a seller, instantly. And so this not only demonstrates preparation, but it also invites the seller into the marketing process. So this is literally the prompt that you can use. So you're gonna copy and paste this entire thing into my favorite AI these days is Claude. They all work great. Everybody has their favorites. I just happen to use Claude a lot. So you're gonna type this in. You're an expert real estate copywriter specializing in MLS listing descriptions that convert readers into scheduled showings. Your description combines emotional storytelling with strategic keyword placement to rank well in property searches while compelling buyers to act. How cool is that? Then you're going to have Claude do this. So I would like for you to write an MLS description that opens with a hook that captures the home's single most compelling feature or lifestyle benefit, the detail that makes this property memorable. The description should weave in high intent real estate search terms, naturally, property type, location, key features, neighborhood without keyword stuffing. The copy should read as a polished prose, not feature checklist, right? And so, of course, as I'm going through this, understand that you also are going to need to feed Claude these, these different things, right? And so, but I'll show you exactly the process and how it works, because you're going to take this entire thing, you're going to throw it into Claude, and then Claude's going to ask you some questions. And then you're going to be able to, respond to those questions, and then Claude will write the descriptions. So before writing, ask me targeted questions to gather everything you need about this listing, right? Super cool. Cover address, neighborhood, properties, type, size, standout interior and exterior features, recent updates or renovations, unique selling points, target buyer profile, listing price range, anything the seller loves most about the home. Feel free to ask follow-up questions for clarity and to help you write the best MLS description possible. Once you have the details, deliver one polished MLS description ready to publish, no drafts, no variations unless requested. Then, once the AI provides that first version, then ask it for 2 additional variations with different tones. So you're going to put this in there. After it spits that out, you're going to say, please provide me with 2 additional versions of this MLS description written in, for instance, a more professional tone, a more conversational tone, etc., or whatever you think. And a lot of times when you've already spoken to a seller and you've already got the listing presentation and you're going to go there, you already met them at least over the phone, and you can get some kind of an idea of what this person's about. And so you want to structure what you're doing towards that personality, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at what that looked like. So I just put this all into Claude, and I'll just show you the steps. So I literally took that entire prompt, put it into Claude, and then it says, I'll gather the key details first so the description hits on all the right notes. Let me ask a few rounds of questions. So this is the kind of the back and forth. So of course it asks for the location and property basics. Then it asks for the standout features, updates, condition, recent renovations, neighborhood and lifestyle, and then human touch. What does the seller love most about living there? And you can kind of extrapolate that, or think what you think would be. So then I put in, and I do audio talk to text. So I just started talking. Property address is 329 Travis Drive, Los Osos, California. This is actually my old house. And just put in all the specs because I knew the home, obviously, lived there for 10 years. And then spit it out, and then it says, then it has extra questions. It's like, all right, I found the general Los Osos market context, but didn't get clean verified stats for 329 Travis Drive. So it asked me the following questions. What's the exact square footage? What's the lot size, garage, exterior features? When were the updates done? Primary suite, does I mentioned the view of Morro Rock and the bay. Is that from a different room level, right? And this is so smart. It says this is a big emotional hook, so I want to place it accurately. Thanks, Claude. HOAs, target buyer, what does the seller love most? So all those things I throw into here. This is what I told Claude. And look, like I didn't give Claude that much information. It's literally that little bit and that little bit. And then it spits out this. And this is a very, very cool listing description. So I'll read it. 329 Travis Drive, Los Osos, California. 4-bed, 3-bath, 3,900 square foot, 1.8 million asking. Some mornings begin with fog sliding silently over Morro Rock, visible from bed. Some evenings end with the sun dropping into the Pacific from a private deck, the bay glowing gold beneath the coastal range. At 329 Travis Drive, that's not a special occasion. It's Tuesday. I mean, this is gold, right? So this 3-story Los Osos home was built to put the view to work. From the living room to both upper bedrooms, the sightline runs uninterrupted across Morro Rock, the bay, the open Pacific, and the folded coastal mountains beyond. A panorama that shifts by the hour. This is just like, are you kidding me? This is what Claude writes. The wraparound deck extends that view outdoors, made for the kind of evening where you lose track of time watching the water change color. Totally true, by the way. Inside the home has been quietly reworked over the past 2 years with an eye for both beauty and function. Wide plank wood floors run throughout. The kitchen has been fully rebuilt with custom cabinetry and finishes suited to a home that entertains, and a newly built staircase ties the 3 levels together with a lighter, more open feel. 8 solar panels paired with 2 Tesla Powerwall batteries mean the ocean views come with genuine energy independence, power that stays on through the outages without the noise of a generator, which is totally true because in that part of the little town of Los Osos, power went out all the time. And it was up on the hill and I could see the entire town go dark, and then we had our little lights on, which was super fun. A separate studio suite with its own kitchenette adds rare flexibility. Guest quarters, an income-generating rental, a home office with a door that closes, or space for extended family to stay independently. On a 3/4-acre lot with no HOA and a 2-car garage, there's room to spread out in every direction. For a buyer who measures a home by how much the outdoors lets in, this is a rare match. Montana de Oro State Park is minutes away with miles of coastal trails, tide pools, and dune country practically at the end of the driveway. Totally true. This is a property for people who hike before breakfast and watch the sunset like it's an appointment to television. Homes with this specific combination of elevation, unobstructed bay to ocean sightlines, and recent high-end updates don't come up often in Los Osos. Most view lots here are partial, seasonal, or shared with neighboring roof lines. This one isn't. Schedule your private showing of 329 Travis Drive and watch the fog roll in for yourself. Unbelievable, right? Then, of course, I say, now provide me with 2 variations, one more professional and one more conversational. So I'm not going to read these 2, but they're 2 other awesome variations of that same listing description. So put in the chat if you think that is completely awesome. I think it is. So getting back to our other prompts. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to actually build out the marketing campaigns. So this is, and we're not going to, throw all these things into Claude, but we're going to go through what you guys are going to be able to do. So, and this is another huge differentiator from the average agent that just has things that, oh, this is stuff that I've done in the past. This is actual preparation. This is you putting the time in. This shows commitment. This shows hard work. This shows that you are the one that they need to list their home. So instead of saying, We'll promote your home on social media. You can show the sellers, this is what it will look like. This is what I'm actually going to do, right? This is the marketing plan. So what you're going to do now is you're going to put in the following prompt. You're going to say, now act as a real estate content strategist and SEO copywriter specializing in property marketing across social media platforms. Create a full suite of platform optimized content announcing this new real estate listing designed to drive appointment bookings and shares. So do the following. Produce all 4 of the following content pieces. Facebook post. Write a carousel style post, caption 5 to 7 slides, text panels, that leads with the most attention grabbing feature of the home. Use local SEO keywords naturally, neighborhood, home, city, property type. Build urgency through scarcity framing, limited showings, competitive market, price to move, and with a clear CTA, which is a call to action, of course, to book a showing or tag someone who needs to see this. Then make an Instagram post. Write a reel style hook script. The first 3 seconds must stop the scroll, paired with a caption optimized for discovery. Use 15 to 20 hashtags, blending high volume real estate tags with hyper local ones. The script should feel like an inside tip from a friend, conversational, excited, specific, call to action, swipe, save, or send to someone who's house hunting now. TikTok script. Write a short form video script, 45 seconds, or 45 to 60 seconds, in the current trending POV, point of view, or things you didn't know format, whichever fits the listing's strongest feature. Hook in the first 2 seconds. Use pattern interrupts mid-video to keep watch time. Include on-screen text cue suggestions and spoken lines separately. End with a direct urgency call to action. Comment, home, and I'll send you the details. YouTube short script. Write a short form video script, 45 to 60 seconds, because we know that everybody on the internet has the attention span of a gnat. Optimize this for YouTube Shorts. Hook in the first 2 seconds with a visual or verbal statement that earns the next 5. Structure the script around one compelling angle, a standout feature, a surprising price point, or a neighborhood advantage, and build toward it with a momentum. Include on-screen text cue suggestions and spoken lines separately. End with a call to action that drives both engagement and action. Ask viewers to like, comment, share for details, right? And so in all of these different, we've talked about this a whole bunch. When we're doing these social media posts, we never include all of the information. You just tease it. The person has to like it. They have to respond back. They have to comment for you to then direct message them with a link to the single property website. Get all of the information. Don't give everything away for free. And then the same thing, LinkedIn blog post. Boom. So across all 4 pieces, write in a warm, confident voice that sounds human, never robotic or generic. Avoid AI writing tells. No delve, tapestry in today's market. It's not just a home, it's a lifestyle, or reflexive EM dashes, right? So you're telling the computer not to be a computer. Every piece must create a genuine sense of urgency without being pushy. Ground it in real scarcity signals, showing windows, market conditions, price positioning. Every piece must have a dual call to action, book a showing, or share with someone actively looking to buy. After writing all 4 pieces, reread each one and remove any phrases that sound like it was generated by a machine. So that's literally the prompt you're going to put in there. And then you have to do the work. You have to, like we went over with the example with the listing or the listing description, you need to then go in, answer the questions, make it good, and then from there you'll create those pieces. So this is not just, we don't just put this into Claude and then everything's done. You have to do a little work. But that's fine because what comes out is, first of all, it takes way less time to actually just do it all, from scratch. But it also is very, very effective, right? So the next thing we're going to do is use AI to brainstorm ideas, but let your experience choose the best ones. So the final prompt that helps you set your presentation apart is to ask AI to generate 20 unique marketing ideas specific to the property, not generic ideas. So ideas like this are built around the home's location, architecture. It's by the best school in the area. It's near the beach. It's next to Montana de Oro State Park, whatever that is, right? So you're going to go like this. Based on the MLS listing details you used to write the property description above, provide me with 20 unique and creative marketing strategies. So we already did the work by, you know, interacting with Claude and making sure that Claude understands what this property is. Now we're going to say, okay, now that you know the property, now you know what we're looking for, now create some very unique, effective marketing strategies. So, and then the rest of this prompt goes like this. For each strategy, include what the tactic is, which platform or channel it uses, if applicable, and why it's a strong fit for this specific property. Cover a range of approaches, including digital, social media, community-based, outreach tactics, so the 20 ideas span diverse methods rather than repeating the same channel multiple times. These ideas should help us sell the home faster at the highest possible price and wow the seller with our marketing genius and our overall marketing confidence, right? So, do you use all 20? No. But you're going to be able to show that seller the 20 or the ones that you thought were best, right? And then the fourth one is have AI create the draft, you create the trust, right? So this is probably, in my opinion, the most important lesson that I've learned. The seller isn't hiring ChatGPT. They're hiring you. So you need to take, ChatGPT or Claude or, Gemini or whatever it is, and you need to organize the information. You need to then take your human brain and make it relatable to the client. So that's why clients don't just do this themselves. So, that's why I always tell agents that to think of AI as their assistant, not their replacement. So the day that AI replaces us, that's bad. We just want to use it to augment what we do and to make what we do more efficient. So you want to use it to generate ideas, and then you eliminate the repetitive work, and you, with your judgment and your voice, you can go back in and you can change a few things and you can present it the way that you actually know that your client is going to understand and respect. So then, how I would present this during the listing appointment is I've gathered all these materials, print it all up, and place it in a presentation folder, right? Before you ever even walk into the seller's home. So that's going to include what we just went through, 3 MLS description options, because it looks so cool that you wrote 3 of them and you're presenting the 3 and the seller gets to pick the best one. The platform specific content for the Facebook, the Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn. And if you don't use some of these, you pick the ones that you use, obviously. And then your customized marketing strategy page, right? This is going to be those 20 ideas, or if you whittled it down to 10, that's also where you're going to present it. So this is cool. The seller. I don't know about you, but I'm a visual person. I like to see things before someone simply promises me that they'll actually do them. So instead of just telling you how I'm going to market your home, I wanted to actually show you what I've already prepared. Most buyers today begin their home search online. The photos and videos may stop them from scrolling, but the property description is often what determines whether they schedule a showing or keep looking. So before I came over here today, I used AI as a tool. I combined that with my own experience to begin creating the marketing plan for your home. I don't believe technology replaces great agent. I believe it helps great agents prepare better. So this is being completely transparent with your sellers. Yeah, I use AI to help create the things that I do. I'm an efficient professional. And then you can go on and say stuff like this. The first thing I created was your MLS description, but rather than just writing one version, I created 3 different approaches because I don't want to assume I know exactly what will resonate most. After all, the person who most likely will buy your home is probably someone a lot like you. So I'd love for you to read these 3 descriptions and tell me which one best captures what makes this home special. Also, let me know if there's anything that we've overlooked or anything that you think should be emphasized more. So again, in a lot of situations, you have not even walked into this house. So you're going to ask the seller, hey, what am I missing? And then you're going to take the information from the seller, and all of a sudden this becomes a way different conversation, right? It's not just, oh, I think I'm going to do this. You're giving examples, and then now you have this back and forth with the seller. They're already engaged. They're already, at that point, they're already hooked, most likely. I mean, 9 times out of 10. So they are now invested in actually talking about how you're marketing their home. So one of the things that I love about doing this is it gives us the opportunity to refine the marketing before your home ever goes on the market, Mr. Seller or Mrs. Seller. So then you transition to the marketing plan. You tell them how you're going to introduce your home to the marketplace. So, your objective isn't simply to put the home on the MLS and hope someone finds it. We want to create as much exposure as possible when making sure we're reaching the people most likely to fall in love with your home. So all of these different things, and I mean, I want you guys to, of course, I'm going to put this in the replay, every single thing, and I want you to start thinking about how you are going to basically memorize this whole blueprint. And it is a script for what you can do and how you can present your unique marketing plan to this seller. And the sellers love this kind of thing. So they literally will have a insight into exactly how you position this home in their market. And then you can also augment it by showing them pictures and things that you've done with other listings. So it's a 2-pronged approach. You're going to show them things that you've done in the past. You can show them some of your single property websites. You can show them some of your social media posts and things that you've done for other properties. And then you're going to show them exactly the ones that you think might work for their specific listing. So the whole bottom line here is AI isn't going to win your listing presentation. It's you. It's your prowess. It's your expertise. But it's you using the AI to, first of all, streamline what you're doing, get some really good written content without having to spend all that noodle time. And it allows us to walk into a listing appointment so prepared that it blows away the seller. So instead of asking the seller to trust that we have a great marketing plan, we're going to do this, this, and that, you put it in their hands. You show them exactly what it is. So it is that combination of technology and personal expertise that creates that synergy. And so AI just helps us to work smarter. Our experience helps us to work better. And when we bring those 2 things together, the sellers can really see that. And that's what gives them the confidence. We're always trying to instill confidence in our sellers. So huge, huge presentation today, guys. If Bill was here, he would give us his comments and what he thinks was cool about this. But I want you guys to think about what you distilled from today's presentation and make some notes. And of course, go back and watch the presentation again. And you'll have all of these prompts and it'll all be ready to go. And then, of course, if you need help and you want to schedule a time with me and go through this kind of stuff together, well, we can do that too. So we are invested in your success. So we want you guys to be able to go out there, be rock star agents in your communities. And this is the kind of stuff that absolutely will get you to the next level and make sure that you understand exactly how to knock the socks off of your sellers. So Anyway, agents, thanks for joining us today. Really appreciate your time on a Wednesday. And I hope you guys make today a good day, the rest of the week a great week, and a productive week. And we will see you guys on the webinar next Wednesday.